Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we're in Bible study. We are in the NIV. We are so close to being done with the book of Deuteronomy that won't happen until tomorrow. In this video, we are in Deuteronomy chapter 33, okay, which is Moses blesses the tribes. So, this is the blessing that Moses, the man of God, pronounced on the Israelites before his death. He said, "The Lord came from Sinai and dawned over them from Seir. He shone forth from Mount Paran. He came with myriads of holy ones from the south, from his mountain slopes." Now, it's got or from here for A, which just makes me go, what? And the B from his mountain substance. The meaning of this word in Hebrew for this phrase is uncertain. And I'm like, also, it's because it came from myriads of holy ones instead of with myriads of holy ones. Myriads is a number, okay? It means a dozen. It's a myriad of something. In Hebrew contract law, specifically. Okay, just make that clear. I paid very close attention to that one, once that word started, that number started meaning something to my life at one point. So, surely it is you who love the people. All the holy ones are in your hand. At your feet, they all bow down. And from you receive instruction. The law that Moses gave us, the possession of the assembly of Jacob. He was king over Jeshurun. Jeshurun means upright one. That is Israel. When the leaders of the people assembled along with the tribes of Israel. Let Reuben live and not die, nor his men be few. But because there's instead of nor. His men be few. There's but let, which actually changes the definition. Let Reuben live, not die, nor his men be few. Let Reuben live and not die, but let his men be few. Like, you don't want Reuben to have a lot of people in it? What's up with that, Moses? And this he said about Judah. Hear, O Lord, the cry of Judah. Bring him to his people. With his own hands he defends his cause. Oh, be his help against his foes. About Levi he said, your Thummim and Urim belong to the men you favored. You tested him at Massah. You contended with him at the waters of Meribah. He said of his father and his mother, I have no regard for them. He did not recognize his brothers or acknowledge his own children. But he watched over your word and guarded your covenant. He teaches your precepts to Jacob and your law to Israel. He offers incense before you and whole burnt offerings on your altar. Bless all his skills, O Lord, and be pleased with the work of his hands. Smite the loins of those who rise up against him. Strike his foes till they rise no more. Now, of course, that's, it's also his tribe, right? Because Moses was a Levite. Aaron is his big brother, and it was Aaron's children and Moses' children, who are the Levites, to serve Aaron's children. About the Benjamins, he said, let the beloved of the Lord rest secure in him, for he shields him all day long, and the one the Lord loves rests between his shoulders. About Joseph, he said, may the Lord bless his land with the precious dew from heaven above, and with the deep waters that lie below. With the best the sun brings forth, and the finest the moon can yield. With the choicest gifts of the ancient mountains, and the fruitfulness of the everlasting hills. With the best gifts of the earth and its fullness, and the favor of him who dwelt in the burning bush. Let all these rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the prince among his brothers. Or of the one separated from his brothers. In majesty, he is like a firstborn bull. His horns are the horns of a wild ox. With him, he will gore the nations, even those at the ends of the earth. Such are the ten thousands of Ephraim. Such are the thousands of Manasseh. So, that's son of Nun. Joshua, son of Nun. About Zebulun, he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out, and you, Issachar, in your tents. They will summon people to the mountain, and there offer sacrifices of righteousness. They will feast on the abundance of the seas, on the treasures hidden in the sand. About Gad, he said, blessed is he who enlarges Gad's domain. Gad lives there like a lion, tearing at arm or head. He chooses the best land for himself. The leader's portion was kept for him. When the heads of the people assembled, he carried out the Lord's righteous will and his judgments concerning Israel. About Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's cub, springing out of Bashan. About Naphtali, he said, Naphtali is abounding with the favor of the Lord, and is full of his blessing. He will inherit southward to the lake. About Asher, he said, most blessed of sons is Asher. Let him be favored by his brothers, and let him bathe his feet in oil. Let the bolts of your gate, the bolts of your gates will be iron and bronze, and your strength will equal your days. There is no one like the God of Jeshurun, Jeshurun. It's the same one. Who rides on the heavens to help you, and on the clouds in his majesty. To the eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He will drive out your enemies before you, saying, destroy him. So Israel will live in safety alone. Jacob's spring is secure in a land of grain and new wine, where the heavens drop dew. Blessed are you, O Israel, who is like you, a people saved by the Lord. He is your shield and helper, and your glorious sword. Your enemies will cower before you, and you will trample down their high places. or you will tread on their bodies. Trample down their high places is usually about destroying their altars to who God considers demons. I don't disagree with God's feeling about this, but there are others who might. So, until the next video, friends.